judo and jiu-jitsu this past weekend. We did pretty good. Oscar obviously first place tournament. And after the next day, we rode with Cody to Wenatchee and went down there and worked with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym. What was the name of it again? Axiom Jiu-Jitsu. A really good group of guys. The atmosphere within their gym was a lot like here. Just everybody humble, everybody learning off each other, and it was really fun to roll with them. And so Cody went over a lot of guillotine chokes and rolls and other submissions, and I mean they were pretty basic and they're pretty cool at the same time. So I'm going to show three of them, hopefully three of them today, and we'll work with them. So you guys might need some extra room. Just watch out for each other because we're going to start in the standing position. Okay. So the first choke is when somebody is driving into you to do a takedown. Traditionally, and not so traditionally, depending on the individual, we all just sprawl out. You know, when somebody tries to do the takedown. Cody was showing to bump them with your hip. And so, go ahead and so when they come in, and instead of sprawling out like you traditionally do, you're just gonna bump into them to get boom. And then once you bump in, this shoulder right here is gonna bump down as your hips are going out. All right, so that's when your hips go out for the sprawl to prevent takedown. So I'm gonna bump right between those shoulder blades. So boom, just right between the shoulder blades, and then I'm gonna go into my guillotine here. So when you go into your guillotine, make sure that you're getting the blade of your hand going across the neck. Making sure that your arm comes up at a 90 degree, not out here. You want to shoot all the way through. You guys want to come around this other side. You want to see that my hand is by his armpit. Not deep all the way into his armpit, but right at the beginning of his armpit. Now this is when you're going to do your teacup and saucer grip. Everybody knows what that is? Teacup and saucer grip. Right, so you're going to shoot down, blade across the hand, 90 degree angle, teacup saucer grip. This foot that's back here, I'm actually going to slide it across. I'm going to slide it across his body, right? And I'm going to do a sideward fall, like you do a sideward fall in judo. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to step across here and just sideward fall. Boom. And now, this leg stays up and supports here. My bottom leg is across his waist. Now instead of going all the way, arching back like people do when they apply the guillotine, I'm just gonna roll my wrist a little bit, and I'm gonna do an ab crunch. Just like that. And then applies the guillotine. And I have control here. Okay? So that's the first one that we're gonna work over. And then, so just watch out for each other. Any questions?
So not stretching them out, anything, you're really just
Not stretching them out. Make sure you're over and you have it in. And so no more arching back. Just do an ab crunch. Make sure you fall to the side. Make sure that you're holding your wrist. Yeah, just roll it in, up and in. And that's something that Oscar and I,
you're doing the high leg.
yeah, we'll do. Because Oscar likes to roll the wrist when you apply a choke in the areas that those chokes. Never to add a little.
Smashing the atoms up on this one, or is this blood?
No, this is blood. This is blood. This is blood, and if we're lucky enough to get this part of the blade, you're going to be crushing that as well. Okay. So I don't know how that's good. All right, and just make sure you're over the head. You never arch, because if you arch, you're giving them an opportunity to pop the head out.
Yeah, it's an arm in guillotine.
Arm in, yeah. You can also do this with arm out. I don't know if we'll go over that today, but we'll show it later on. Anything to add, Oscar, to that?
It's just whatever it takes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and practice it.
Can you run through it?
Yeah, one more time. What was that?
Go
Yeah.
through the full rotation.
Full rotation. Okay, so he goes in and shoots. I bump in to him. Boom. And then shoulder, bam, down to the shoulder, between his shoulder blades. Then I go in and reach for his armpit, trying to get the blade of my forearm across his neck, right? Teacup and saucer. This comes here. When this comes here, I'm already going down. If I don't get it across, it's fine. I can get a half guard here. I still have control, and then I just do the crunch. Okay? It's straight in. It's like an oblique crunch. Okay? We're doing an oblique crunch. Yeah, so we're doing, so I'm here like this, arm in, oblique crunch. All right? Any questions? Up on time? So
questions?
huh? The sprawl, you go in, and the sprawl happens when you do your shoulder bump. That's your sprawl. So you're putting pressure in, right? And then you're sprawling out, and then you're reaching across. All right? Okay. Is that it? Let's give it a try, guys.
The reason why he's stepping across is because he wants my body on the same side as my head. Because if he just sits back and I'm able to stay on this opposite side, I'm pretty much out. Like, he can't really choke me. He can yank himself all he wants. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but he can't really choke me that much from here. Okay? Now, if he sits back and my body's on this side, like even if he misses with his legs, he still has my head. And he's gonna get the choke from here. Because he has all the leverage he wants. Right here. Okay? So for those of you that didn't know, the defense for a guillotine is to get your body on the opposite side. Okay? And the army guillotine is a little bit different. But right here, I'm not 100% safe, but I'm pretty safe. Okay? But if I'm over here, it's game over. Okay? So that's what I see some people falling to the side. And it's more important to have this leg up to block me from moving on that side than it is to have this across my hip. Makes sense. If I fall and I'm in half guard, as long as he's blocking me from moving off to the other side, he's got the choke. Okay? So that's what I want people to think about. Hit their head, that side, that's the side I want their body on. Okay? So, yeah, so he's got another one.
Alright. So the next one is, if you're going for it, and you happen not to get the guillotine, and you're working too hard, and they start fighting it, we're just going to go ahead and pass the guillotine and go into like a side control. Okay, so this one we'll start. When you guys start with this one, go ahead and start standing up. So we'll just start standing up and showing up. So you guys go work like what he was talking about. That this leg is important to come up. When we shoot this one across, when we go down, that this leg goes up behind the body, because that's what we want is that lock. So make sure that this leg is going up. All right. So he goes in. Go ahead and work on your bump, and then the bumping of your shoulder. Now, also the bumping of your shoulder should be creating a space so we can get in. Okay. And then the leg shooting across here and laying on my side. I'm coming here. All right. Now, say I can't get it. He starts fighting for it. He reaches in. He starts fighting. He starts fighting. That's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. I'm going to grab the elbow here. This leg that's up, I'm going to kick it down and shove this arm through. And I'm going to keep it pinned. See that? I'm going to keep it pinned because I'm controlling it here. Right? And then I'm going to switch hands, come across. And now I have that control. Right? But it's important that when you're shooting this arm across, when he's coming in, you see he's fighting, you can't get it, and you give up on it, and you're still holding control with this head, that when this leg comes up, when it goes down, it's helping you create the momentum to shove the arm through. So up, shove it through. Okay? And then come across here. Don't let it go. Keep it there. Alright? So then you're able to switch and then take control. Alright? that's the next one. Any questions?
You grabbing fabric, or you just controlling the elbow? The bone?
You're just controlling the elbow,
Okay.
or the two bones right behind.
It's probably better to grab instead of just fabric.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty loose. You can kind of go over the very grab.
You guys want to see it one more time?
Yeah.
And you guys want to come around on this other side? So you can see where how, or I can switch around, turn around. So he comes in, boom, I bump out like that, shoulder in, creating space. I get my grip, shoot the leg across, foot on the side here. I'm trying to go for the guillotine. He starts fighting it here. I hold on to the guillotine with one arm. This arm comes, grabs the elbow. I kick up, and then I just shoot down. I shove the arm. Both of them. Same time. And switch it. And hold for your back control attacks. Anything else? Questions? That looks pretty. So you guys are not keeping the pressure when you're pushing that arm through. Okay? So when I'm coming up from the guillotine, and Bo was mentioning this, and I forgot to mention it, having the chin strap there because you're not going to totally give up on the guillotine. But when I'm here, first thing is I'm not gripping the middle of the arm. I'm gripping by the elbow. Okay? That's where I want my grip to be, is by the elbow. And when this leg comes up and starts coming down, that's the momentum that's helping me push the arm through, because then I'm going to be fighting. So when this comes down, shoving it through. And the second thing that I'm seeing is people are not keeping pressure on that arm. They're kind of keeping it relaxed here. If I keep it relaxed, it's just going to turn right back out and come right back into it. And I'm keeping it here, not keeping pressure into him. My body's pushing into him right now, right? And I'm keeping pressure. And then, depending on what your game is, you can sit up or come back into him, try to take back control or whatnot. But if you want to sit up, keep the pressure here. I'm posted here, sit up here. I still have pressure on it. Still pressuring that. Then I switch. And I'm still keeping pressure on Bo's arm. Because Bo right now can't turn into me. He can't turn into me. Now I have the belt, and I'm going to scoot down low. And now I have side control here. You can work your game. The biggest thing that Cody was talking about with this move right here is just going from the guillotine to side control. And he didn't really elaborate on what to do next. He said from there, work your game. Okay? Yeah.
So there's one little thing that I want to add. This is like my personal little kind of touch to it, but it might click with some people. Okay, so I got the guillotine, and he has his arms in, he's fighting. Okay, so when I go to sit up, I use, of course, use momentum and push across. Now, right here, I'm based out on my hand, and my shoulder is into it. And kind of think of this as what kind of helps me is as I push this across. Think of this as like a technical stand-up. Okay, so my shoulder pressure is coming into it. I'm pushing, and my shoulder pressure never leaves. So once I get my base, I got a lot of pressure coming into it. That makes it even harder for me to stand up. Like if I don't have any pressure and I'm pushing just with my hand, it's a little bit hard, but he can still probably come back into me. Yeah. So, but if I'm pushing here and my shoulder too, like this, and he tries to come back into me, it's gonna be really hard. Also, you're not gonna be here for very long. It's just to keep him at bay so you can get your position and change. So once I'm here, and I sit up, and I come out like this, I make sure that I'm stable, and then you kind of go into your game. You block, come back in here. See how my hip was low, and now I'm on his hip, and I'm ready to do whatever I want to do for turtle. Okay, so just kind of think of that as you sit up, you're here, you're pushing, and think of this as a technical here, I got my foot here, and all I'm gonna do is my shoulder comes in and my foot comes out. And then my hips come back low, so that when I have my pressure in them. You know? So that's just my kind of flair on it, and if it helps you guys, then take that for what. So the last one that we're gonna do today. You guys have any more questions on that last one? Sure, no? Okay. So the last one we're gonna do today is same from the guillotine. He comes in, his arm is in here. You know, you're working it, but instead of, if he's not fighting and then he just keeps it out, I'm gonna do a wizard. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the chin strap. I'm gonna grab my hip on this side, so if you guys want to come around this other side. This hand, just go down.
Do the switch.
Actually, just grabbing my thigh here. And I'm trapping the arm. Right here. And so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna wizard. So now I have him in the wizard. So now I'm gonna grab the back of his head, and nope, he'll come back around this other way. So I have, and once again, like Bo was talking about, we did that technical stand up, and I'll sit out, and I have pressure here. That I'm right now clamping onto his arm with my forearm, because if I just keep it loose, he's gonna escape. And I want to keep his arm in tight and pressure on that shoulder, because I'm holding him down to the ground. Okay? And then I'm going to grip right in the back of his head here. And then I'm going to grip my forearm. Okay? Then I'm going to push his head through this little hole that I created. You guys see that this leg is up? I created a hole here, and I'm here, and now I'm just going to shove his head through that little hole. Just boom. Right? Now he's through. This hand lets go, and I flip into side control. And now I have him in side control. With an arm separated. Because now he can't, I have the cross face. And this is what he does not want, is move me in the cross face position. Okay? And then now you can work completely from here. Alright? Any questions on that? The other one? One more time. One more time? Yeah. So we're in the guillotine, and I'm not making any progress. Same thing here. Grab the hip here. I'm just going to post out. I'm going to post, and I'm going to sit out. I'm posting, right? Sitting out. I have it here. And I keep grip. Keep it tight here. Keep it tight on your leg. Then you're going to grab the back of the head. Grab your forearm. I have him in a half Nelson, and you're going to shove him through the little hole that you created in the back. And you shove his head through. Boom. He's over. Once you shove the head through, don't pause here. Just come right into side control. Okay? Now you have him in the cross face. Any questions? One more time. You go over? Anything there?